What's up, Bae Gang? It's your girl Alicia, aka Therapist Bae, and I'm back with another video. I'm so excited to be doing this video today because it's near and dear to my heart, because as of today, I have officially wrapped up my first week of being a part-time instructor at a major university. Literally, that's how I feel. I feel mind blown because I can't believe it. Yes, I am teaching at the same university I am currently getting my doctorate in social work at. I am teaching a social work course in the master's program. I'm teaching a theory class. And I love the class. For one, I love theory. I love learning about theory and social work. So of course, when I was asked if that was a class that I wanted to teach, I'm like, yes, that's perfect. It's perfect. And your girl just wrapped up her first week. And let me tell you, I was nervous. I have like 27 students in my class, and it's an online class. And you know, being an online class, I am not obligated to I don't know if other universities do this, but it's not like I have to be on the computer all day long with a student or something like that. No, basically it's like I have to be available to my students weekly via video, so via Zoom. So I do a Zoom with my students every Monday. So I did one Zoom so far, and I was so nervous. 4 of my students got on, and I was just like, hi, you know, I'm Alicia, and I'm really happy I'm a part of your learning journey, and I'm just excited about it. And the girls, they were super sweet. They were like, oh, hi, and we're excited about this class. And they really opened up to me. They really told me, you know, like, I haven't learned about theory in forever, so I'm nervous, right? They were telling me about how, you know, they were nervous about using APA. They were nervous about the quizzes, right? So me, also being a student, I was able to kind of connect with them and just let them know, like, hey, I get it. I'm a doctorate student, you know. I am an instructor, but I'm also a doctorate student, so I get where those nerves are coming. I am just going to spill the beans on how I almost didn't even apply to teach because the imposter syndrome, basically. Listen, I know you guys know what the imposter syndrome is. You know, it's that little voice in the back of your head that tells you, girl, I don't think that's for you. You ain't ready. You don't got the credentials. You just doing too much right now. You just had a baby. You don't have time. Are you sure? School's already hard. Why do you want to add more stuff onto your caseload? That's all the thoughts that was going into my head, okay? Basically, listen. So I am a part of the doctorate program, and I have so many doctorate friends also in the program with me. And you know, we all have like this little group chat, and we're all just chatting among each other, and they're all just like, oh, you guys, I'm teaching this class, and now I'm teaching this class, and I'm teaching this social work class, and I was asked, can I teach this class? So I'm like seeing all my peers in the doctorate program with me saying, excuse me, they're like, I'm teaching a course, and I'm like, wow, that's impressive. Like, I'm thinking like, wow, that is so cool, right? But what I'm also thinking is, you know, well, I'm pretty sure they have a certain license and that's why they can teach, or I'm pretty sure they have background in teaching, so that's probably why they were able to teach and things like this, right? So this is what's going on in my mind. I'm like, okay, so they must have this type of experience, you know, that's why they're teaching, you know, stuff like this. I'm thinking, you know, I'm like, that's really cool, you know, because that's what I want to do. I mean, one of the reasons I'm getting a doctorate is so that I can also become an adjunct teacher one day, full time. I want to be a professor. I want to go into education. I want to teach social work. So of course, you know, I was inspired by, you know, my peers. I'm like, that's really cool, right? Whole time never thinking that I'm going to also teach. I'm just like, wow, that's really cool. Like, I was just really feeling warm inside because I'm like, wow, I'm really friends with other young people who are going out and doing the thing. Like, they're teaching social work classes. Like, this is really cool, right? So, you know, they just keep talking about it. And, you know, I'm like, man, that'd be really cool if I could teach. I really want to teach. But then I was like, they not gonna let me teach. I'm like, because if you don't know, I'm still on my journey to get my LCSW, which is licensed clinical social work license. I know it's called different licenses in different areas, but over here in Kentucky and Indiana, it's called an LCSW. So I'm still on my journey to getting that license. So I'm like, they ain't gonna let me teach. I'm like, you can't gonna let me teach. I'm like, they not gonna let me teach. They're gonna be like, girl, you ain't qualified. You not qualified just yet. Just chill, right? So that's the whole time when I'm thinking, I'm like, they ain't gonna let me teach. And then another thing, I'm like, I just had this baby. No, actually, I was still pregnant. I'm like full belly. So I'm like, girl, you can't teach. You gotta give all your time to your child, and then the other time that you have, you need to give it to your doctorate degree and, you know, studying and doing your homework. So I'm like, you don't have time to teach. But I'm just like, I'm like, man, listen, my peers are like full-time workers. They have like kids, like, you know, some of my peers in my doctorate program, they have like 2-3 kids, you know, and they're married, and, you know, they got way more stuff going on than me. So I'm like, so I'm getting inspired. I'm like, you know, if they can do it, then your girl can probably do it too, right? But then I'll be like, nah, I can't do it. But then I was like, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna see if they will let me teach a course, right? So you know what I did? I prayed about it. First, I went to the Lord and I said, listen, God, I am going to write the professor who's in charge of, you know, selecting part-time instructors, and I'm going to see if I can teach a course. But I said, God, listen, if it's for me, align it for me. If it's not for me, that's fine. I at least I took that chance. But just, you know, lead my steps, you know, show me what path I need to walk on, right? So I prayed about it first, and then I wrote her. I was just like, hey, you know, my name is Alicia, blah, blah, blah. I'm a doctorate student. This is my 2nd year. I would love the opportunity to teach a course if there's one still available. Here's my resume. So I just attached my resume. So before I applied, I like looked at my resume and I kind of spruced it up a little bit. And then I attached it to the email, right? And I was so nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I just send that email? A couple days go by, right? And she emails me back and she's like, hey, Alicia, thanks for your interest. Let me see if there's still some courses available that need an instructor. And I was like, whoa. I was like, thank you. Okay. So I wrote it back. I said, thank you. But the whole time I'm like, oh, does that mean I'm qualified to teach? Because she didn't say no. She didn't say no. She just said, let me see if there's still some courses available. That's my heart. That was how my heart was going the whole time, because I'm like, whoa, is this happening right now? Do I have an opportunity to do what I really, really want to do, but so early? Like, wow, right? So a week goes by, maybe a couple days. I haven't heard anything back, right? So I'm getting angsty, you know, because I'm like, oh, I really want to teach now. It's like this close, and I'm like, I really want to teach. So I'm like, oh. So I just email her back. Just check. And I'm like, hey, doctor, blah, blah, blah. Just checking back in, you know, just wanted to let you know I'm definitely still available to teach in the fall. Just checking back in just to say that, you know, I'm still available. And she wrote me back and she was like, oh, that's perfect. I thought you wanted to teach this summer, but I definitely have something available in the fall. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, let me email you the class that I have available. And that's when she emailed me the information and the syllabus basically for the theory class. And she was like, take a look at the syllabus. Let me know if, you know, this is a course that you think you would do very well with teaching. And, you know, and she like let me know about like the HR part about it, like how much they pay you to teach basically. And I was just like, I remember just looking at that syllabus like all day, like just like stunned. I was like, wow, I really can teach. I really can be a part-time online instructor. Like what? And you know, I'm still young. I'm 28. So I'm like, never in my wildest dreams that I think at the age 28, I would be teaching at a major university, like have the opportunity to. So I'm just like, wow. So again, I had to pray on it because, as you know, my schedule was very busy during that time, which this was over the summer. This is August now. When I applied, that was over the summer. So like I said, I still had a big old belly. I'm a first-time mama, so I was ready to step into my role as a first-time mom. And this is my second year of my doctorate degree. This is the last year of my doctorate degree. So this is the one that is like really needing my attention because I had to write my capstone. So I'm like, did I just make a mistake by saying that I'm available to teach? But again, that's that imposter syndrome kicking in. Why'd you do that? Your schedule's too much. You can't do that. No, we're not doing that. I had to get out of my head. I had to come out of that. I had to say, wait, Alicia, you've always been able to have a full plate and manage it well. What is changing now? Because you're about to become a mom? Because this is your second year of doctorate school? Like, no, we're not doing that. If it's something that you want to do, Alicia, do it. And that's what it was. I prayed on it. I said, thank you, God. Because first off, I asked God if this was for me, then to make it available. And did he not make it available? So that was all the confirmation I needed that was for me to teach this theory class. So I accepted the position. And as you can see, I just glow when I talk about it because I cannot believe it. Like, yeah, imposter syndrome. No, you can't live here anymore. Like, I'm qualified. There's no license. There's no teaching experience per se to say that I can't be in a teachable position. Even though I am an instructor, I'm still learning too, right? So that's what I had to tell myself. This is a journey for me too. And this is the steps leading up to where I want to be one day. Like, I want to be an adjunct teacher, a full-time professor. I want to do that. So this is like getting my feet wet, which I'm so appreciative of that. I'm so appreciative that now on my resume, I can put that I am a part-time instructor. Like, mind blown. I'm so appreciative, and I'm excited. I'm excited that I just get to be a part of students' learning environment too, being able to be an instructor. Like, wow, I remember when I was in the master's program, like, there was no instructors who looked like me, especially not age-wise, especially not race-wise. So for me to be able to connect with some of my students because I look like them, I hope in a way that helps them to feel more comfortable in the class, to be able to express when they're having problems in the class, to express when they need help, right? Because I know a lot of times it's hard when you feel like somebody doesn't look like you. It's kind of hard for you to say, I need help, right? Because you fear of being judged. You fear of them saying, why don't you know this, right? So yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited that I can connect with my students in that way, the students that can connect with me in that way. But it isn't all about that though. It doesn't matter if you're the same race or gender as me. I want all my students to connect with me, which they have. A lot of students have reached out to me, introduced themselves. They've told me, hey, I work too, and I'm doing school, or I'm a mom too, and I'm doing this and that. So it's been a great journey thus far. Watching this video just to tell you that whatever it is that you want to do in life, do it. Don't let those little thoughts inside your head tell you you can't. Don't let people tell you you can't. Don't let yourself tell you you can't, right? Do it, right? And I want to say, listen to that little fire that you get inside of you, because that's what I felt. I felt this little fire inside of me saying, you want to teach too, right, Alicia? Apply, reach out, connect, right? So connect, right? Speak up if you want to be a teacher. Even if you're not, if you're watching this and you don't want to be a social work teacher, maybe you want to be a teacher in psychology, whatever, speak up and say that. You never know what type of opportunities lie and grasp, meaning could be right there for you. You could do it. If I can do it, you can do it. That's all I want to say. If I can do it, you can do it. And yes, so that's my first week, and that's how I was able to get a teaching job. Your girl probably making more videos on how everything is going, but I definitely just wanted to share how not to let the imposter syndrome get to you. Don't do it. But yeah, go ahead, like this video. Like the video. Go ahead, subscribe to my channel. Stay connected with me, okay, you guys? But that's it for this video. Woo-hoo. Peace. Thanks for watching.